Chapter 3. What is the secret sauce? After you digest this, you'll notice it in all your favorite clips and films. And after you've applied it to your content, you'll be a giant leap closer to being able to go viral at will. So here it is, the ultimate framework. It all comes down to telling a narrative broken down into the hook, progress, and powerful ending. Okay, so let's take a look at the ultimate framework for a viral video. So let's say this red dot here is the start of your video, and this red dot here is the end. Your video is comprised of everything that happens in between these 2 points, which is exactly where the ultimate framework comes in. So to begin with, we have the hook. Now the hook occurs within the first 1, 2, maybe 3 seconds of your video, and this is what you use to hook the viewer in to watch your video. It's an extremely competitive space where everybody is fighting for attention, and you have to win that battle. And the first way you do that is by having a good hook. So I'm gonna draw a line here and we're gonna put hook. Okay, so that's the beginning. Then we have this whole middle section, and then we'll have the end here. That's the first step done. Congratulations, you've hooked the viewer's attention. But now we need to keep it. And how do we do that? The way that we do that is by creating content of a progressive nature. So everything in the middle of your video should be progressive. So content of a progressive nature is how you retain the viewer's attention. And by progressive, I mean the video is going somewhere. There's a purpose. It's all leading towards something. The viewer may not know what it is yet, or they may know, but they have to keep watching to find out. And also, there's nothing in the video that is stagnant or boring or stops in that progressive movement towards an outcome. So we've got the hook. That's how you hook the viewer in, grab their attention initially. Then progressive natured content is how you keep the viewer there. And then we need to come up with an ending. And what does the ending need to be for the ultimate viral video? Well, here's the answer. The ending, I haven't got space here, so I'll just write it here. It needs to end on an emotional peak. Why does it need to end on an emotional peak? The reason is, first impressions and last impressions are the most important. And if you had to choose between the two, it's actually the last impression that has the most impact on whether your viewer will share your video or just move on to the next. And when it comes to a video's viral potential, how shareable it is a massive factor. One of the biggest and most important, in fact. So what do we mean by emotional peak? Well, say your video is a funny video, and at the very end of the video, there's a funny moment. It's up to you to decipher at what point would be the emotional peak where the viewer may be laughing, finding something most funny. Chances are that's where you should end the video. Allow the viewer to feel the funny moment, to start enjoying it, but before it starts tapering off, you cut. Just a hard cut. That's how it works on social media. So when they're at an emotional peak, laughing their head off, you want to cut the video, and all of a sudden it's done. Oh, the video's finished. Why? If you cut the video when the viewer is in an emotional peak, then it leaves them with a high feeling of emotion, and they feel like they've had a big experience, and it's more memorable. And like I said, they're more likely to share. Another example would be a cliffhanger. That's an emotional peak. Just when something's about to happen, you build it up with the progressive middle. You get to the end. Just when they're at their peak of their emotion, ready for it, they're ready for the reveal, bang, cut the video, end, cliffhanger. What happens next? Emotional peak. More likely to share. There are many different types of emotional peaks. We'll talk about the wide array of emotions that you can evoke through your content a little bit later in this course, but for now, all we need to know is this deadly trio is the ultimate framework for a viral. The hook, progressive middle, and emotional peak ending.